episode 108. And welcome into the Bench is Clear podcast, where we cover the best rivalry in all of sports. I don't know whether to say 108 or 108. I don't know. But I am Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the San Francisco Giants, who went an even 3-3 last week.
I'm Tyler Code. I represent the Los Angeles Dodgers, who went 4-0 against the Arizona Diamondbacks, swept them, and then got swept by the Pirates. I don't know.
But you still went. You still had a above 500 week. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, throw this hat in the trash. Just kidding. I would never do that.
I'm over here reading "Don't Kill Myself" books. We're like 6 games back, and you're talking about.
I glanced at it.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, yeah. While we're talking about this week, let's talk about this Dodgers week. The highs, the lows, the high lows. Where's your psyche right now?
It's pretty bad. It's okay. Here's the thing. I've said this a million times. Mm-hmm. It's a very well-known thing. My psyche is badly damaged. It's real bad. But the thing that I keep going to, and I've said it a lot of times, and everyone would agree with me, we all know it, the Dodgers sometimes lower their level of play when they play bad teams. They're very good at rising to the occasion and very bad at doing the opposite. They lower themselves to the occasion when they play shit teams. So you can look at it one of two ways. Now they're playing the best team in the National League record-wise this weekend for a 4-game series, so maybe they'll rise to the occasion, or they're just in a rut and they're going to get their shit wrecked by the Mets. So I'm a little worried. There is a lot of different things in the Pirates series. Let's just get the Arizona series over with. It was great. Scored a lot of runs. They played great. It's the Diamondbacks. You did what you're supposed to do. You win 4 games out of 4. Great. Awesome. Whatever. Coming to the Pittsburgh series, you think, okay, they lost 2 of 3 in Pittsburgh. They're on the road. It's an anomaly. Pittsburgh's not that good of a team. It's not going to happen again. Then Monday comes around, and it was a close game. Dude, it's one of those ones where if they would have won the series, even won 1 game, you look at that game and just like, we should have won. Craig Kimbrell looked shaky, and I was arguing with the guy next to me at the game because I was like, don't bring in Craig Kimbrell. And then they show him on the Jumbotron, and I'm like, God damn it. He's like, why? He hasn't blown a save all year. And I'm just like, that doesn't matter. Look at his ERA. He's been shakier than shit. He comes in with 5-run leads, 4-run leads, and then turns it into a save because he gives up 4 runs. So he's been looking shaky at best. He blows the save. You lose. Then Tuesday, it's a really similar kind of game. You lose. Then Wednesday, Jesus, it's a close game up until the 8th inning. It's a 1-run game. And then was it Michael Grove? Was he the one that gave up the home run? I don't even remember. I was so fucking mad yesterday. But the base running, oh my God. Dude, the base running was so bad this series. Chris Taylor had a huge goof yesterday, and I understand.
Just new boot goofing.
Dude, I don't know if you saw the play or even know what I'm referring to.
I saw it on the Pirate highlight. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on second, ground ball to Brian Hayes, looks him back, goes 1, and then Chris Taylor takes off. And dude, it was just a great play by Brian Hayes. And I get why you do it, because then you're out of the double play. You can, everyone's like, it doesn't matter if you're on second base, anything hits the grass, you're scoring, but there's only 1 out. So if you're on third, you can score on a sac fly. So it totally makes sense. I totally understand why Chris Taylor made the move he did, why he tried to be aggressive there. And, it didn't work out. There was some other base running goofs. The ball that was hit to Brian Reynolds where Lux tagged up on seemed a little bit shallow. But, that's kind of how things work sometimes. You got to make them make a play, and they did. So it is what it is. I don't think it's so much base running goofs as just, things just didn't go our way. So, it is what it is. The pitching wasn't that great this series. 2 of the games we were down 4 runs after the first and second inning. And it's hard to come back from a 4-run deficit off the get-go. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing good to say. The only good thing is Mookie Betts is still hot. Still super
He's still
hot
the
going.
fucking guy.
He's still the guy. He's still crushing it. Dodgers made some roster moves today. Caleb Ferguson coming back up. Michael Grove getting sent back down. Kevin Pillar went to the DL after making his Dodger debut, which, pretty stoked for him. He's a Dodger fan growing up, so big dream of his. He lasted 3 games. Zach McKinstry got called up and will be in LA for the Met series. So we'll see. Maybe he gets some at bats. Maybe he sparks something. I don't know. But, something's got to give at some point. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I feel like we were all in on the same joke. Like we thought it was hilarious. I know Dodger fans were like mad about it. And and I know you see 1 or 2 people talking on Twitter, and it's not the feeling of Dodger fans everywhere, but it's just funny to see the collapse of just because you lost to a shitty team, how upset you are, and how the world is ending when you're still fucking like 6 games over the Giants and 3.5 over the Padres. Like it's baseball. It's gonna fucking happen. But also going back to, us being, in on the same joke, I thought it was hilarious that the Pirates Twitter, retweeted the power rankings and was like, oh, we swept the Dodgers. So like, fix it, type deal. Cause we're all in on the same joke. But then they came out with like this video today that I thought was kind of like taking it like too, like you're taking yourself too seriously type deal. Not taking it too far, like you offended anyone, but it was kind of like the beginning quote was, I don't know who was the play-by-play or who the announcer was saying this, but it was like, bad teams find a way to lose. And then it just was highlights of, the winning runs of every game. And, like they just like they won like a playoff series or something. At some point, it's kind of like you're taking yourself a little too seriously. It's not that big of a deal. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did win 5 of 6 from the against the Dodgers this year, so
that's important to point out because if the Dodgers and the Pirates are tied for the last playoff spot, then the Dodgers won't make the playoffs. It'll be the Pirates now. So
yeah, well, the Pirates are going to finish 30 games under 500. So
I don't know. After that video, it might have sparked something. Now they're going to be the best team in baseball.
They might win 80 games straight. You never know. The crazier things have never happened. So don't get your hopes up. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's tough. I'm most frustrated with Craig Kimbrell. I know he hadn't blown a save until this week, but dude, he's just getting lit up.
What'd I tell you?
Dog, when I make these predictions, okay, sometimes you have delusions of grandeur, okay?
You try to put it into existence.
Some delusions of grandeur, and like I was explaining to the guy sitting next to me, like, I don't care that he hasn't blown a save. Every time he comes in, he gives up a run. And that's not good. And he was like, well, Kenley Jansen. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Well, that's not what I'm comparing to right now. We have what we have. So I don't know. And then I don't understand why Michael Grove was brought up, because he was up on the team for a week and he never made a start. And then they put him in a somewhat high leverage situation after Vesia gives it the home run. The game's still within reach, and then he just gets fucking lit up. So I don't know. Let's just chalk it up to it was a weird week. Start fresh. We'll just sweep the Mets this week and, get back on track.
That makes sense. I going to Giants land, as I guess we're going to call it. It's
let's call it
started as a
loser
low.
land.
Good one.
Loser land.
How late you stay up thinking of that one?
I got to bed around 2:30.
That makes sense. Yeah, it was weird going into Cincinnati. You're thinking, oh, they're gonna take 2 or 3. You're looking for a sweep. They lose game 1. It's like, oh, that sucks. Sweep's not in order, and it's weird that they didn't score runs. And then in 2, same thing. Like, you can't fucking hit the ball and send, like, it's a fan box. How come, what the fuck is going on here? This dead ball is killing everything. I don't know. I hated it. It was the worst thing in the world. And I don't know if this had to do with, I hear, there's a couple times I heard that it was like, oh, maybe off the field distractions, talking about the Jock Peterson slap, which we'll get into in a moment. And maybe it's a distraction for Kapler not standing for the anthem right now. Like, I don't understand how that can be a distraction for you doing your fucking job. So I don't want to hear any of that shit. Chalk it up to, hey, we hit a little bit of a weird slump. Chalk it up. I would chalk it up more to jet lag than Kapler not standing for the fucking anthem. So I don't want to hear it. I think that's stupid. But you got to do better in Cincy. But the game 1 was really weird because not only do you have the Jock Peterson slap, like I said, we'll get into that in a minute, but you also have the Jake McGee not on the roster debacle. I don't think I've ever seen that before in my life. When a pitcher gets called in and it's like, hey, this guy's not on the roster, and then he has to sit down. That was the weirdest fucking thing in the world, but I think that it's also due to the fact of they have a roster change every fucking day, and maybe the guy given the lineup card was like, what are the changes today? Shit, and had to like figure. I don't know, but that's something that cannot happen. I don't know if you can contribute that to the loss because they weren't ahead. They almost got swept. They were getting no hit in game 3 until Longoria came with his white fucking, I almost said white flag. That'd be giving up. What's that? Like your white knighting. He comes in like a white knight.
Armor, but
knight in shining armor. Those are words. Those are words I need to say, not the words I said. So we'll go.
Some
with
of us
that.
went to college.
I did 2 months in college, finished 1 class and did nothing with it. Thank you very much.
Shows.
So act accordingly. But yes, Longo with a huge bomb, and Longo's been hot. So might as well cut in the middle of my stud and dud of the week. I have to give it to my man, Evan Longoria. I also want to give it to Jock but Jock's just on such another level. I feel like we should just be on Jock watch, and we should just talk about Jock, and be amazed at the amazingness that is Jock Peterson. But we don't have to do that every week. So I want to give it to somebody else to make it fair, and give it to Evan Longoria with 3 home runs, and they were all clutch home runs, having a 1.0 OPS. That's the fucking man. In my dud, I'm going to wait on my dud because I want to get into something else with that. Let's just finish with this recap of the week, and then we'll talk about some Jock getting slapped, and we'll go from there. So Longo saves the day. He's hot. He's the fucking man going into Philly. And same thing. If you look at the scores, it seems like they're scoring runs fine, but they're not doing their scoring till late. I'm not sure what's going on with this offense to where they're slumming so bad to be hitting shitty in shitty parks. And I know we're not getting into today's game. We're just talking about the 2 series. So, but it rolls over into Miami, which I feel like it's so fucking hard to score runs there. I don't know why. Just that the aura of the ballpark in fucking Miami. I feel like you can't score runs there. So it's like, I don't know what's going on. We need a shake up. Belt needs to come back. Wade needs to come back. I don't know what the fuck needs to happen, but they can't continue to hit like this and expect to be in the playoffs. So, but one thing I think that needs to, a couple things that needs to be addressed. Logan Webb and his start in Philly looked like the old Logan Webb. He's been making some turnaround starts where he's looking like above average, but this last start he looked fucking dominant. Gave up a couple solo shots. Tried to go out there for the 9th and gave up another solo shot. But those things fucking happen, especially in that fan box in Philly. So But also that Wilmer Flores contract is looking better, like better and better every single day. He was at 3 years, like $6 million a year. It's so fucking stupid. And this guy is heart of the order, always coming through, clutch guy. Um, you know, so that's a thing. But you want to get upset because they didn't complete the sweep in Philly. But how mad can you get at Harlan Garcia for finally giving up some runs? You can't get mad at Kapler for putting in. He literally didn't give up any runs in 17 innings this year, and then finally gives up some a couple of double dongs, which kind of sucks. But is what it is. What can you do? How do we address it? I was kind of thinking I give double duds of the week because I'm not sure I can give it to somebody who is just fucking there for like 2 days and gets sent down and then, play one, or is just there and then plays one game every 3 or 4 days and is expected to produce. So the only person that's in the lineup all the time that's not doing that great. I mean, it's not the worst in the world to be Mike Yastrzemski. I mean, he's not as hot as he was from the past couple weeks, and I think he's hitting like 200 for the week, but he's not really striking out much. His on base percentage is pretty solid, so it's like it's not even that bad. So I am going to give double duds. I'm going to give it to Farhan right now because he's making some weird moves.
Jesus,
I'm giving it to Farhan.
Dude, I thought Farhan we trust. He could do no wrong.
He can do no
What
wrong,
happened?
but he's just people have slumps. It is what it is, and Farhan is in this little slump, right? And what I need him to do is to not give at bats to or roster spots to Stuart Fairchild and Donovan Walton right now when you have someone in AAA, David Villar, who's fucking just killing it. His splits are ridiculous. Like they are legit almost exactly the same for righties and lefties. I understand AAA is not the same as the big leagues, but give him a fucking shot. He's one of your dudes. Just give it to him. He's 15 home runs in AAA, hitting 300, has a 1 OPS, and he has it. It's literally right down the middle on his splits, hitting. I think it was like 298 and then like 305 against for the split. So they're extremely similar. The only major difference is home runs. It's 10-4, but then you look, he's facing a lot less lefties. It's literally half the at bat, so it's pretty much the same thing. So David Villar needs to come up. Please, Farhan, let's get some offense going. Hopefully Belt comes back soon, and then we'll be okay. But right now, I don't see any offense booming right now with how these guys are trying to hit.
Yeah, that's a tragedy. Let's talk about something that the people want to hear, okay? The people that, they came here to hear this.
Yes, they came here, yes.
Let's talk about...
Yes. Tyler's
let's talk about the hottest player in
on
baseball.
Sale right now. Tyler's OnlyFans is on sale right now. And shit.
You think my OnlyFans is hot? Oh my god.
Sorry if I did.
You suck.
I didn't leave the light on because it was light on outside and then this whole thing happened. So let me just hit this. Okay. You ready? We're back on.
Yeah. Anywho, hottest player in baseball. We don't know yet, but I can guarantee you, player of the month for the month of May in the National League.
Jock Peterson.
One Mookie Betts. Let me break down these numbers. The last 30 games. So it might not be exactly all of May, but so my boy is batting .358 with a 1200 OPS. He has 1 stolen base, 13 walks, 30 ribbies, 14 home runs, and scored 33 runs. One Mookie Betts. He's the stud of the week. He's the stud of the month in all of baseball, not just the National League, in my opinion. Just because your boy Jock hits like 2 home runs once in a game or whatever it was.
3 home runs in a game.
Doesn't mean shit. No one cares.
No. Hitting 300 for the month, so for the week. So
I'm just going to give my dad Craig Kimbrell. He blew the save, but also because he just gives up hard contact. And he's got to knock that shit off if he wants to keep the goddamn closer role. And this makes the Blake Trinan injury so much worse. Blake Trinan probably not coming back till middle of September. So, if he even comes back. And then Tommy Kahnle, I mean, he wasn't looking that great to begin the year. Anywho, Tommy Kahnle's hurt. So the whole, we have 3 closers. We're already down to 1, and it's June 2nd. So, not looking great.
Not having a good time.
Yeah, we're French frying when we should pizza. Things aren't looking so great, but looking ahead, where do you want to? Before we do that, do you want to talk about baby boy Jock?
Yeah, that's the thing.
He can hit 3 home runs, but he can't even throw a punch because he's a bitch.
Peterson should get player of the month.
Certified bitch.
He got slapped. And give him a little sad boy points. I was a little disappointed that he didn't I don't know. I think the Cincinnati comes to Oracle in 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens. I think Logan Webb was on KBR saying how they really didn't like it, and they obviously noticed it, and it just happened so quick, and everything got separated, and it was only them on the field, so no one could really.
I can't wait to see Tommy Pham get hit. I'm talking above the shoulder. It's gonna be sick.
So what do you think? Here's the thing that we need to draw a line in the sand right now, Tyler. I think me and you need to, because obviously Tommy Pham just wants to fight. That we already talked about this earlier this year. He wants to fight everybody. He wanted to fight fans. He wanted to fight Luke Voigt. He, had that whole thing in the strip club in San Diego. He's had issues everywhere, right? I think if we want to make the big time, Tyler, we got to be dedicated, and one of us just has to talk a little bit of shit about Tommy Pham and get our ass kicked by Tommy Pham. So who's it going to be? I'm hoping it's
I'll
you.
Volunteer.
Okay.
Cool. Volunteer on the basis of the lawsuit happening potentially.
That's true.
And scoring some money.
Okay.
Because otherwise,
you got a WWE presser right now, camera in your face. Let's hear it.
Tommy Pham is going out like a straight bitch, bro. Luke Voigt might have not said anything. Jock Peterson may not hit you back. You may have, gone through the stabbing. But I'll tell you what, when you meet up with me, it's going to be a lot worse.
Yeah, because you're really
be on the lookout, Tommy P. Tommy P, don't want to see these E's, bro. You don't want to see these elbows, dog.
Yeah, Tommy Pickles ass motherfucker.
Yeah, no, that would be real
You're
bad.
The second best Tommy P. Tommy Pickles forever, bitch.
But I'll tell you what, I probably wouldn't look like as big a bitch as Jock did.
I don't know. You look at Tommy Pham, he just has some weird fucking quotes. His quotes about, the fact that this was over fantasy football sounds so stupid, but also that he's every single time he talks, he wants to talk himself up. So he's like, oh, these fans said something. Fuck that. I know Muay Thai. Same thing with Luke Voigt. Oh, I don't like the way he slid. I'm going to fuck him up because I know Muay Thai. And now it's, he fucked with my money and I'm a high roller in Vegas. Fuck you. What? Who talks like that?
Yeah, I wonder how much money they had on the fantasy football league.
Yeah.
Because, dude, first of all, we know it's not crazy. It definitely wasn't 20 grand.
Maybe
and even if it was, you're a millionaire. Get the fuck over it. But in his defense, dude, fantasy football has been weird the past couple seasons, and people do cheat with those IR spots, and it's bullshit. So I know exactly what Tommy Pham's talking about. So I kind of feel for him. And, I mean, Jock doing that, that's a certified bitch move.
Is it?
So
I don't play fantasy football.
Yeah,
so
that's cheating. It's cheating. That's straight cheating. But whatever.
Right. Quit your fucking crying. You're gonna fight Tommy Pham. You're gonna get your ass kicked probably because he looks like a fucking monster, and fucking lats out to here and shit. So, let me
ask you a question. Do you think
evidence.
Does it look like I'm intimidated by him?
I feel like you should be.
I mean, do you see my physical greatness?
This is what peak performance looks like. All right.
That's true.
You might not like it. This is what it is.
You might not like it. Anywho, let's just jump into it. Let's start to wrap this up because I don't have much to say besides Dodgers sweeping the Mets. No problem.
4-gamer. Okay.
No big deal. No, in all reality, I'll take a split right now. Which I think is possible. I think they could even win the series. But the pitching's going to have to show up. The pitching's been a little shaky. Walker Buehler, if you haven't noticed, hasn't really been himself. That's kind of been the thing the last couple of years, the last 2 years. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And then we're taking on Chicago, which I feel pretty good about Chicago. I feel good about going on the road. I think Dodgers need to go on the road, have some fun. Forget that they got swept by the Pirates.
Right.
Because then that's going to be going into the San Fran series. Yes, San Fran. I said it. So, that's going to be for next week's episode. We'll deep dive that. But the thing I need to drive home to everyone is
drive it home.
The Dodgers got swept at the best possible time because the Giants aren't doing shit and the Padres aren't doing shit. So they didn't lose any ground.
Well, they lost one game. They lost. The thing is, they gained a couple games when. Well, they didn't gain a couple games. They gained one game for the first series, but then they lost 2 games because they got swept and the Giants took it. Whatever. So they basically at the end they lost 1 game this week, and their Giants are still like 6 back. So.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not a significant swing where you look at them like, oh shit, San Diego's within striking distance. They're still only 3.5 back or whatever it is, but it's going to be all right. It's not time to press the panic button yet. And we all know
I'm what everyone thinks we're going to do.
Yeah. I'm trigger happy with that panic button. So if I'm saying we're good, we're good. Possibly. Don't trip. Dodgers, I'm saying they're going to go a little 5-2 week here. Get back up on the pony and things are going to be okay.
Now to Giants land. We are playing the not Padres. We are playing the Marlins. I don't know why my mind went to the Padres, but we're playing the Marlins at a 4-game set. Normally, I would say 3 out of 4. Shitty team. You need to make up ground. Let's get this going. But historically, the Giants suck against the Marlins, and especially in Miami. And I know this is a little bit of a preview for next week, but they already lost game 1. So I'm hoping for a split in Miami. And then they play Colorado at home. They need to at least win the series, but hopefully get a sweep. So you know what? I'm gonna go for a sweep because we need to gain some fucking ground. So let's go 5-2 week against the Dodgers. Against the Marlins and the Colorado Rockies, and gain some ground on the fucking Dodgers. Please. Thank you.
Well, if they both go 5-2, they won't gain any ground.
But they're not.
Okay. Your math is really off there. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Looking forward to the Dodgers getting back on the pony. Things are going to be great. Yeah, it's going to be good. Don't press the panic button. And this episode was brought to you by Renovation Candle Company, where we never press the panic button. However, we do offer buy 2 get 2 free all the time. You don't even have to do anything. Just put 4 candles in your cart. Boom, you only pay for 2.
Just the 2 of us.
That's the jingle.
Those are the candles speaking to each other. Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Make sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform as well as YouTube. Follow us on the socials. Bench is Cleared on podcasts on Instagram. Bench is Cleared on TikTok. And Bench is Cleared P on Twitter. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week, where the Giants will be a little bit closer to the Dodgers.
When the Dodgers go 7-0 this week.